Well, hello there. Very long time no see. Um, Not exactly sure what prompted me to do this. Guess it was more so just trying to keep up with everybody else's videos and um, doing all of my own stitching and just not feeling like I really had anyone to talk about it with. Like with my running and stuff. Like I have a whole group that I go and do that with, but with stitching and knitting, I don't go to a lot of the social things because I've always got something else going on. So I just kind of feel alone in that respect. So maybe it's something to do with that, just kind of feeling a little bottled up and just wanting to share what I've been doing lately. But anyway, try to keep up with as many of you guys as I can. Like it feels like Flosstube has just exploded and there's just too many of you guys to watch in the time that I have, so I really do my best. And I don't really leave comments. I just kind of watch. I just feel like I've been kind of lurking, especially like on Facebook, and I've tried to be more active lately on Instagram, but since I've been away for a while, I just have kind of turned into a lurker. But I'd like to see if I can get back into doing maybe not like clockwork regular videos, but at least maybe some kind of monthly update, or whenever something big happens. We are at the tail end of our Christmas break, so my husband and my kiddos and I have all been home together for 2 weeks, and we go back Monday. Kids don't start school till Tuesday, but we go back to work Monday, and so I'm just rapidly watching my free time dwindle away. What I'll be showing you here is the result of having all that time off. And then I've tried to work out in my head like the goals that I have for things, with the thought that I'll be going back to work on Monday. So I wasn't quite sure how to approach this when I was thinking about it the past few days, but last night I think I worked it out. So I'm not gonna show you everything that I own because that would literally like take us forever, and I hate to say like I don't have the time, but I don't know if I have the energy level to do something that long. So we're gonna save that for another day. You may have noticed behind me, if you had watched all my previous videos, you may have noticed behind me I've got a new piece of furniture. It's an armoire that came from my mom, and that's where all of my stitching stuff is now residing. So this side of the cabinet, that's got all of my projects, and then this side of the cabinet has floss, and it's where I keep like scroll rods when I'm not using them and all that kind of stuff. So I'll go through that in another video. Today is not that day. So the way I've organized today's video is I want to show you what I'm currently working on. And if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen a couple of my updates, so you probably already know. And then I want to show you what I have laid out for the year, what I would like to hammer out and get done for 2020. And then I have another stack of things that are not really currently being worked on. I've recently worked on all of them, but they're at least worth showing because either A, they're a big project, or B, they're a very sparkly project. And then the last bit of stuff that I want to show you is some stitch email that I got today. So let's get started. So I have been working on my Mirabilia Feather Fairy, and I've posted 2 updates on Instagram, last one being last night. So here she is. And I part of my stitchy mail that I got today is the 2 Krennics that I need to finish her wings. So you can see I've got like these threads hanging out. So I need to finish the colors in her wings, and then I will move the scrolls down and start working on the bottom portion of her dress. And her arm here needs to be back stitched. I'm aware I haven't done that yet. So here she is. She is absolutely beautiful. I couldn't be happier with her. I love the way she's turning out. I've gotten a couple of nice comments on the fabric. This is Haunted by Picture This Plus, 32 count Belfast. So the colors in her and the fabric I think are going really, really well together, and I'm very excited about that. So my goal is to get her done by the end of January, and I think I can do it. The cool thing about the Mirabilias is that while they look relatively detailed, they've just got chunks of colors that blend together. So it's not like, you know, working on a heaven and earth design where it's a bunch of confetti. It's just, you know, chunks of color. This one does have some blending, so it does take me a little extra time to, you know, get the threads together and prepared for that. But for the most part, she stitches up really quickly. The thing is, she's just big. Like, no idea how humongous she would be. She's a big girl, so yep. So, Feather Fairy. Okay. All right, so I've got 4 things here that I want to get done this year that I'm pretty far into already. And so it shouldn't be too much of an overwhelming task to really buckle down and get them done. So once I'm finished with Feather Fairy, you guys are gonna laugh. My next thing that I want to get done is our beloved Max. He's still not done. And when I was going through, I think it was, I don't know if it was my last video or the one before that, I was saying that he was going to get done. It's probably in 2018. He was going to get done that year. Yeah, he didn't get done that year. So Max is going to get finished. And I actually worked on him Christmas Day. We spent the day over at my in-laws. And of all days for the frog to come and visit, I got the frog on Christmas Day, and instead of actually paying attention to the frog, I just folded it up and put it back in the envelope, and it's just like, nope, not gonna happen today. My poor mother-in-law, she not poor mother-in-law, but she also has a cross-stitch background. She heard my frustration at what happened, and she came over and said, so this here is supposed to be like 10 stitches over to the right, and now it's thrown everything off. And her words to me were, well, I guess it's just not the right time for him yet. Just put it away. So that's what I did. So anyway, here's where I am on Max. Let me get I've got cording halfway done and not attached very well, so hang on. Okay, so here's Max. This is another big project. It is almost full coverage. It's not quite full coverage. There's some spots like where the window frame is that are not stitched. The fabric kind of fills in the color there. But what I'm talking about is this fishing lure. It's a fish that's a fishing lure. I don't even know what happened. Like, it was just a counting error, and I have no idea. But I was stitching the black over to meet up here with this wooden shelving post, and my counts were coming out wrong, and not only were they coming out wrong this way, but they weren't lining up this way. And I'm like, okay, what is going on? I counted like 3 or 4 times and finally figured out that where I started, because I started at the nose of this lure down here, it should be like over here. And when I realized that, I just put it away, because in this lure is like 5 or 6 different colors, and some of it's half 10 stitch and some of it's full cross stitch. And it was just one of those moments where I was like, yeah, I'm done. It's just, it's not worth it. This is Christmas Day. So I put it away and I pulled out a pair of socks and I knitted on a pair of socks. So once I get Feather Fairy done, I will rip out all of that fishing lure, reposition it correctly, and get this one done. Because obviously all I have to do is this corner, like this top corner. That's it. That's it. And most of it's 10 stitch. So common sense would say, oh, that's not going to take very long. I don't know why I lose motivation on this piece. I don't get it. Like, when I look at it, I love it so much. It's so beautiful, and there's so much going on. And then I pull it out and I get on the frame and I start stitching, and I don't know what happens. I don't know. But we're going to get this done. Like, I don't give up on things. I don't. In any aspect of my life. It may take me a while to finish something, but I will never give up on something. So anyway, there's Max. After Max is done, oh, and I have no idea what fabric that is. I started this like 20 years ago. It's a even weave of some kind. It's not a linen. It's an even weave of some kind, and I think it is, pretty sure it's 32 count, but I couldn't tell you the company or even where it came from. I have no idea. So okay, after Max is done, my goal is to pull out my Angel of Grace from Lavender and Lace. Last time, I think I featured her in a video. The only thing I had done was like her white dress, I think. I'm not sure. And honestly, I haven't gone back to check. So we're just gonna roll with, I think that's right. I have worked on her, it's been a while, but I have worked on her since she was last videoed. And here she is. So got her lower part of her, what is that? Her skirt, her green portion of her skirt. So the lower part of that is going, and I'm doing the metallic as I go because it's always nice to have something pretty to look at, sparkly to look at while you're stitching blocks of color. It was funny when I opened this up last night, I was like, oh, that's where that needle miner went. Forgotten I even own that. So she stitches up pretty quickly, again, like a Mirabilia. It's just blocks of color that, you know, blend together, and if you can sit down and just really focus on it, then it doesn't take too long. So she will be after Max. Get her done. Right. Sorry, guys. Sorry. After Angel of Grace, I want to get finished on my Sweet Pea by Mirabilia. And I originally started this one because sweet peas are the flower of the month of April, and April is my birthday month. So Plus she's just really cute. So got her started. She is on 32 count Belfast by Picture This Plus in the color Fresco, and it is one of their crystal, like their I've been out of this for so long, I don't even know what the term is anymore. Like their sparkly fabric. So here's where I am. I think I had posted a couple Instagram updates on her a while back, but sorry for the wrinkles. Here she is. I am doing her skin 1/1. I am not doing 1/1 skin on Feather Fairy because she has a lot of skin, and I love the look of 1/1 skin. My artist brain just sees so much depth and variation between the 1/1 and the regular 2/2 crosses, and I just love the way it looks. But when I started Feather Fairy, I asked myself if I was going to do 1/1 skin, and then I looked at the pattern and was like, I just didn't want to spend the time to do it. But I did on this one, so I'm going to see it through. But here she is. So I'm looking forward to getting to some of the silk threads on her. She's got a couple of water lilies that go into her. So she's super cute. So get Feather Fairy finished this year. And then the last thing I have on the agenda, it's small. And you know what? I forgot to bring the other two out, but it's okay. The other thing I want to get done is my last mandala, mini mandala from Chatelain. So I have the three. There's I'll have to put them in another video, but there's a set of 3 mandalas, and I know by this point there's probably like several sets of 3 mandalas, but it's like one of the original sets of 3s that she came out with. So I've got 2 of them done, and I've been working on the 3rd one. But here's what I've got. It's nothing special, but this one I know has got more of an oriental feel to it with the silk that's used, and then just the style of like the gates that are going to go around the border. It's going to look really pretty. And there's a ton of gold treasure braid back stitching that's going to go in this. So that'll be interesting, because I know, having used treasure braid in many Chatelain projects that I have, it's tricky to back stitch with, because it's like a flat ribbon, so it takes some extra time to get it to all lay flat and smooth versus kind of twisting in the back stitching. So that might take a little while to get down, but anyway, so those are the projects that I want to have done for this year. Now I have some things over here that are worth showing. I'm not saying that they might not get some attention during the year, because it's hard for me to stay away from my Heaven and Earth designs. And I've been binge watching Stitching Farmer the past couple of days, and her Marie Antoinette Chatelain is stunningly gorgeous and is now making me like want to work on mine. So there's no telling if these will get attention, but they are at least worth showing. So I've got 2 Heaven and Earth designs here and 2 Chatelains. The Chatelains have not been in a video, so those are new, but both of the Heaven and Earth designs I have videoed before. So the one I was working on up until just a few days ago is my, and I don't have the picture with me, that's okay. is my Some Enchanted Evening by Randall Spangler. It's the castle that's, you know, looks like the fairies are going to the ball. And it's on my big scroll rods, so bear with me. See if I can get this going. Okay, so here's where I'm at. There we go. Here's where I am at. Now, I just recently got Pattern Keeper. I bought a relatively inexpensive Kindle Fire. I think it's the 8. And I got Pattern Keeper on that, and it has been amazing to work with. So now, instead of being locked into doing pages, I can essentially go wherever I want, which I kind of prefer to do that. It makes it more interesting to me. So I don't even remember where the last time I showed this where I was, but I may have been over here somewhere. But I got this, it looks like a astrological like viewing turret and the trees, and then I've started coming up with the castle. So the direction I'm heading in is I want to bring the castle all the way up and then kind of work over and then work down and just kind of fill in like this corner. And then I want to come over this direction and kind of fill in this and then work my way down. That's the way I'm thinking about it. Whether it happens, I have no idea, because I do tend to change my mind. But as of right now, that's kind of where I'm at. So there is that one. And the other Heaven and Earth design that I have been working on. I'm sorry, I've got 3 of them here. Yep, because one of them I haven't showed on a video yet. Okay, this one I have. So the other one I was working on before I pulled out that Some Enchanted Evening is my Stitch in Time. Sorry, there's a lot of fabric. A lot of fabric. Okay. Hang on. Okay. Now I can see you while I talk. Okay, so Stitch in Time. Again, I was working on this one with Pattern Keeper, so I'm not locked into any pages anymore. So I had done page 1, page 2. I don't know where page 3 ends. Page 1, page 2. Maybe I had done page 3. And then I came down here and did this page down here. But now that I have Pattern Keeper, I can kind of go as I want to through the picture. I know the page break horizontally was like right here. So you can kind of see I've come in and filled in some of this bottom part too. But I really, really enjoyed working on this, but the thing about the Heaven and Earth designs, especially the confetti heavy ones, is burnout can happen really fast for me. So that's why progress has been really slow, but I do enjoy every second that I work on this. It's a lot of fun. And I've seen the new one by Amy Stewart, the Once Upon a Fairy Tale, and I know a ton of people have started it. Just like when this one came out, a ton of people started it. But that Once Upon a Fairy Tale is stunning. So I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna get it and start it, but it's tempting. It's very tempting because it's really pretty. So anyway, there's Stitch in Time. And then my other Heaven and Earth design that I have put a decent amount of progress in is What is this one called? I don't even remember. And I don't want to do a lot of video editing. I don't remember. Lisa, Crafty Lisa, is working on this one. What is it called? Ugh, whatever. Okay, so here's my progress. I think I had put this one away by the time I got Pattern Keeper, so I haven't had a chance to really kind of explore around, but there's a oh my gosh, there's a ton of confetti in this, believe it or not. And it's kind of difficult to work light colors on light fabric, so it's just a little slow going. Steam Heart, that's the name of it. I knew I'd get there. Steam Heart. Yep. Yep. Okay. So those are the 3 aids that I kind of bounce around between. And I've got 2 Chatelains to show you. Now, the one that you have seen is my Persian Iris Garden. And I don't know what kind of progress I've made since the last time you saw it. So I didn't even pull it out because it's just not on my radar right now. But it might be soon. I don't know. I don't stick to any hard and fast rules. I just stitch. So, I did post about receiving this one on Instagram, and I have made some stitching posts about it on Instagram. So if you would like some more detailed visuals, then you can go check there. And I'll link my Instagram down below. It's just running.stitch. I don't even know what to look. I don't know. Y'all, I ran 19 miles this morning because I'm training for marathon number 4. I ran 19 miles this morning, and I think my brain's still a little fuzzy, so bear with me. Running stitch. I don't know if there's numbers in there. I'll put it down below in the description box. Okay, so this is Scotland Mandala. You on loose threads.
You say something?
Nope. Just talking. Talking to my camera. Talking to Flosstube. My husband's in the other room. He's writing training plans for his triathletes. So I made him put headphones in because getting back into doing this, I mean, you guys that make videos, you know it's kind of weird talking to a camera anyway. And then to have someone listen to you essentially talking to yourself can be a little nerve-wracking. And his words to me were, wow, 12 years of marriage and you're still awkward in doing this in front of me. Yes. Just getting back doing this. Yes, I am. So he has headphones in and he thought that I said something to him. So that's what that was. Anyway, Scotland Mandala. So here's where we are. Let me fold this up so I don't have all this excess fabric because I would like to see the camera while I'm talking to you. Hold on just a minute. It fits perfectly in the fold. Okay, there we go. All right, Scotland Mandala. So I've got the center. I'm not even going to pronounce the word, but there is a term for this. Yeah, I'm not going to pronounce it. It starts with a T. I'm not going to pronounce it. Got the center done, and then I've started the thistles in the corner and the plaid tartan around the edging here. And then there's some like yellow, I don't know what kind of flowers are supposed to be, but yellow wildflowers down here. There's a pretty little Celtic ornament there in the corner. This has been so beautiful to stitch on, absolutely beautiful. The center here is so chock full of specialty stitches. The only thing that I need to experiment with, these Jessica stitches here, when I do my Jessica stitches, I really prefer a Jessica stitch that has a nice open center. I like the clean look when they create that that little border. I just like that. I like it being open. I haven't done a lot of Jessica stitches where they're real closed in. I just like the look of them being open like that. So I thought, well, maybe I could put a double Jessica in there and fill it in. And I tried that and I didn't really like the look of it. And so then I thought, okay, well, maybe if I have any extra beads, I can nestle like a bead in there. But then I thought, well, there might still be a lot of extra room in there. So I think what I'm gonna do is nestle in some bicones, because who doesn't want more sparkle, honestly. There's supposed to be some little bicones that sit in these 3 circles here, and they're like I want to say they're like a peacock or like a green or a blue color. They've got some color to them. So I'm thinking of getting like some clear or white ones and putting them in inside the Jessica stitches. So we'll have to play around with it and see. I think I've got some clear bicones in the Persian iris garden, so maybe I might like stitch a couple in and just see what they look like and if it makes me happy. So anyway, but golly, this thing is so beautiful, and I have no idea what kind of sparkle is being picked up from the camera. I hope it's a lot, because there's a lot in here. So anyway, there's Scotland. And my husband is of Scottish descent, from the Henderson clan, so it is fitting that I have chosen this one to be part of my stitching family here. Okay. I have one more chatelain to show you. I haven't even posted about, I don't think I've posted about this one on Instagram at all. I feel like it's kind of been a little secret project. So I bought the Tinctorium chatelain. There are a couple of people on Instagram that are stitching this, and they post the most beautiful photos of their work. I mean, beautiful, like up close, detailed photos. And I just, every time I would look at them, I'd be like, I need that chatelain. Like, that's got to be my next one. Like, even though I've got 2 already going and I'm not even close to being finished, like, I need the Tinctorium. It's gorgeous. And one of them, I think, has also been doing it on charcoal gray fabric. So, what is the phrase? Imitation is the best form of flattery. Charcoal gray fabric. And I could not be happier with this. It is gorgeous. Again, let me fold it up for you guys before I show it. This is 32 count Belfast in charcoal, and I think I just got it from Picture This Plus. I mean, it's obviously is Weigart, but just charcoal. Charcoal's the color name. Okay. So here's what I've got done so far. So here's the little center, obviously. I've got my little up arrow in there so I know which direction I'm stitching. And, oh, there's a thread that's, something's come loose in there. I'll have to fix that. Okay. And I've got the little corner element done. Lots of Algerian eyelets, tiny, tiny Algerian eyelets. Some metallic Algerian eyelets. Lots of rice stitches, which actually those were fun, pretty fun to do. Lots of roads, which those go pretty quick. And then the satin stitch for the water fountain is really pretty. This turquoise blue outline. So the pattern calls for it to be backstitched. But one of the people on Instagram that I had seen doing this, it didn't look like they backstitched it, because it just looked too smooth. Like there weren't any like holes that they had gone up and down there. So I thought, well, the only other thing they could have done was couched it. So that's what I did. I couched the outline here, and it just makes me so happy looking at that. It just looks nice and smooth, clean. Yeah, I'm really happy with this one. It's beautiful. So, Tinctorium, the material pack. Scotland's got a lot of stuff as well. But this one had some flosses that I had not used before. So this Dinky Dyes silk, what is this? It doesn't say. Whatever this is, it's okay to work with. I mean, it's not easy to thread the needle, but it doesn't fray, so it's not bad. This was interesting to work with. It's kind of gives a more bulkier stitch. What else is in here? Gloriana Luminescence. I haven't worked with that yet, so that'll be interesting. I have no idea if you can see that with the glare or not, but what else is in here? Princess Pearl Petite. I think I've used some of that in Persian Iris Garden. That's also going to give kind of a bulkier stitch. Gosh, I haven't used Whisper in forever, so that'll be interesting. I love working with the silk lame. Love working with the silk lame. That stuff is just a dream to stitch with. Yeah. And then here's the bead pack. Gorgeous, gorgeous beads. Gorgeous beads. Okay. So that's Tutorium. Like I said, I've been watching Stitching Farmer's progress on her Marie Antoinette, and I'm sticking hard to my Mirabilia, but she's making it really difficult to do that. So Elena, well done on your Chatelain, because it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. All right, so I'm gonna wrap up with some stitchy mail. And I was actually going to video this yesterday, which probably would have been the better day to video, but I wanted to include the stitchy mail in the video, so I waited. And sure enough, when I got home from my run this morning, it was sitting on my doorstep. All right, so I got 2 Krennics. These are the ones that I need to finish the wings on Feather Fairy. I was a little dismayed that the pattern did not call for multiple spools of Krennic. It didn't say anything, it just listed the color. So I was happily stitching along, and I realized, hey, I think I have more to stitch than what I have on the spool. And sure enough, that was correct. So I put it off and put it off and put it off for various reasons, and finally had the opportunity to order more. So for anyone wanting to do Feather Fairy, you are going to need 2 of each of these. This is 014 and 198. You're going to need 2 spools of each. I know everyone's yardage varies depending on the stitcher. I needed 2, so and I really try not to waste thread. So, I got some more needles because I am running low. So, and then this is gift card money from Christmas. I like gift cards because I get stitchy stuff or yarn or something fun. I have been wanting 2 of these for a very long time, and one of these is a relatively new, maybe it's new to me, I don't know, relatively new release. It doesn't say the date on here. Well, the first one is red. I have loved red for a very long time, and every time I'm able to get a Mirabilia, I don't know why something else jumps in the cart, but finally I have locked down red. She is mine. So I'm excited about that. I originally had the Enchanted Mermaid in my cart, and something happened with the gift card and it didn't process the first time that I made the order. So when I went to remake the order, of course 123 Stitch was out of the Enchanted Mermaid. So I subbed in Mermaid of Atlantis, because I've also loved her for a very long time as well. And I like the green, the dark green fabric she's on. I don't know if I would do green, but I definitely want to do something moody for her, because the seashell here at the top always makes me think of the moon. Almost like it's nighttime and she's underwater staring up, you know, to the sky. So definitely a moody fabric needs to be used for her. And then the other one I got is Cathedral Woods Goddess. And I loved her since the moment I laid eyes on her. Here's a funny story. So many years ago, before kids, my husband and I played a lot of online games, and one of those online games was World of Warcraft, and my character was a druid, and druids were very well tuned into the forest. And so when I saw her, I was like, and my character's name was Muriel, so when I saw her I was like, oh my gosh, it's Muriel, it's Muriel. Plus I love being in the woods and nature and the trees, so I had to have her. She's pretty. So yeah, that's what I have for you. I think next time I do a progress video, I will walk you through the cabinet back there and kind of refresh you on some of the things that I have sitting in there. And then I don't even remember when, it had to have been at least over 6 months ago. My mom gave me a bag of all of her old cross stitch stuff. My dad had pulled it down from the attic, and so she went through it. She pulled out a couple of things that she wanted to keep, which honestly I have no idea when she's gonna work on them, so I may politely ask for those as well. One of those is a Mirabilia, I believe it's like the Madonna and Child. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. So I don't know if it's a Mirabilia or Lavender and Lace, it's one of those two. I'm gonna see if I can ask for that one to finish it, because it's beautiful. But there's a whole bag of hand-me-down stitching stuff in there that's got all the Toldena Gardens, it's got Lavender and Lace patterns, Mirabilias, it's got magazines from the early 90s, it's got like Sweetheart Tree patterns, it's got all kinds of things. It's got primitive samplers in it. Like, I know that samplers have become like the thing lately. So I would like to do a video and kind of go through all of that with you guys. And just see what's in there. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. It's been fun for me too. What I'm not looking forward to is getting it on the computer and uploading. I really want to keep editing to a minimum, if not zero, because I'd rather be stitching, honestly. So, and I hope that's understandable. So no fancy, video gimmicks for me. It's just kind of what you get's what you get. So, anyway, I have no idea when I'll do another one. Like I said, I'm not following any hard and fast rules. There's no rotation. There's no schedule. It's just kind of, I do what I want to do when I want to do it. So anyway, lots of love to all of you guys. I hope you had a great Christmas and New Year's, and let's have fun in 2020. So see you guys later. Bye.